Hey guys, Fire here from InDepth Gaming, bringing you a new series here on the channel called This Week on Xbox. In this series, I'm going to overview all the recent games that came out this past week on Xbox, as well as discuss the estimated completion times for if the games have already been completed based on community stat tracking. So to start out on this list, we're going to go ahead and dive in. The most recent last game to launch this week was a game called Ant Venter. It's a simple little game where you get to experience what the world would be like if you're the size of an ant and kind of navigate around the store. We do have a video that'll be out on the channel shortly. You can pick up the game for $7. So far, there have been nobody complete this game, so this may or may not be a pretty difficult completion game. Up next, we have Judgment. This game is available for $40. This is additionally another game that nobody has completed yet, but it is kind of in that Yakuza style series of games from Sega, so I would expect this game to take a little time for somebody to first complete out and be able to really, get to a point where the game is done. Following that up, the next game we have on the list is Little Mouse's Encyclopedia. This game was made by Red Deer Games. They have a few other games on the platform. It is available for $13. As you can see, it is on sale right now. So if you are considering picking it up, save a couple bucks. As far as the completion, there are a ton of people who have completed this game already. You can use achievement guides and knock this game out in as little as 20 minutes. Some have done it as closer to 10. So that's another fairly easy completion for you to knock out and add 1,000 gamer score to your account. The next game up on the list is Dungeon and Gravestone. I'm sorry. This game I think is fairly new to this developer. It's up for $25 on the Xbox Store. So far, nobody has managed to complete this game either that we can tell. So there is still quite a bit of progress in there. So with this game having been out for a few days, I would expect it to be a fairly lengthy completion. The next game up on our list will then be Trails and Traces: The Tomb of Thomas 2. This game is another Ratalaika title. You can pick it up for $5 or save 20% right now and get it for $4. This game is another fairly quick completion. I would estimate about 20 to 30 minutes if you follow along with a guide. It is a kind of point and click story trivial game. It's not too difficult to kind of go through, and if you wanted to play it without a guide, you could probably do it in about an hour or two. So as far as that, it's not too bad of a game, but it is kind of what it is. It's a short and cheap game. Up next on the list, we're going to have Dead Dust. Now, this game is from Chili Dog Interactive, and for those that know, they're usually generally pretty cheap. You can pick this game up for $5. And as with most Chili Dog games, this game does present an in-game cheat code that you can use to make the game easier. So with that being said, it'll take you about 20 to 30 minutes to complete this game out using a cheat code that gives you invincibility. A thing to note about that cheat code is there is an achievement for picking up medkits, and if you make yourself invincible and can't take damage, you cannot get that achievement. So before you kind of go in there using the traditional cheat codes that Chili Dog always uses in their games, make sure you note that and pick up some health kits. They spawn randomly in chests, and you can rinse and repeat over and over. Next on our list is Moon Raider. We do have a review for this game here on the channel. It's another Dragus Games title, and you can pick it up for $10 or save 20% right now and pick it up while it's on sale. Moon Raider is a kind of old school platformer style game. Kind of feels like a Metroid game in a way. It's about a 3 to 4 hour completion. It's actually a really fun game for what it is, and I would highly recommend you check this game out. We do have a review down on the channel, so you can find a little more about the game. Little note, if you do pick it up, the game does have all these collectibles inside of it that you absolutely do not have to really pick up. These little guys that you rescue, they don't do anything for you in the game, so you don't necessarily need to waste your time to complete that out. The next game up on our list is a game called Battle Axe. It's from Numbskull Games. You can pick it up for $30. So far, from what we can tell, nobody has fully completed this game either. So it's kind of one of those good things to note if you are a completionist out there, that this might quite not be the game for you in that regards. Following up on Battle Axe, we will have Angels of Death. This game is another game that has yet to be completed. You can pick it up, or sorry, it has been completed, but just by a few players, and from what we can tell, it's about a 5 to 8 hour completion based on the stats from the 2 players that played it. You can pick the game up for $15. But that being said, we don't have a whole lot of information on this game. We didn't get this early, so if you do want to pick it up, let us know what you think down in the comments. Next up, we have a game called Smelter. This is another game that it seems like nobody has yet to complete. It's $20. You can currently pick it up. We are working on coverage for this game here on the channel, so we'll have a review for the game hopefully in the coming days to give our full final opinions of the game. It's a pretty interesting little game. Following Smelter, you're going to have MotoGP 21. Now, there's two different versions you're going to see in the store. There's the Xbox Series XS version and the regular Xbox One version. One thing to note, they're both $50, so there's no real price difference. So it is quite nice. The MotoGP games have been traditionally coming out every year, and it's nice to see that they're not doing a $10 price stack for people who don't want to buy that game. I definitely think that, realistically, we don't need to pay $10 more for games unless you're really getting something more out of it, especially when there's nothing changed. So it's nice to see a developer that, just kind of helps follow that trend and makes games more affordable for other gamers. The next game we have on the list is Buildings Have Feelings 2. This game was made by Merge Games. It's on sale for $16, regularly $20. It's a rather interesting game. We're working on a review here on the channel. We do have a gameplay video that should be coming out in the coming days, where you kind of micromanage buildings and level them up and get to see their wacky antics and see really how their emotions interact in the town. And in this tutorial, you kind of get to learn about how they like to bully each other and not really be together. So it's quite comical. Nobody has completed this game yet that we can tell, so keep that in mind. Might not be an easy completion if it's something that you are going for. Next game up on the list that'll be new is Bad Dream Coma. This is from Ultimate Games. It's normally $10. You can save $2 right now and pick it up for $8. This is another one of those smaller indie title games that has still not been completed. There's been a lot of recent games that are harder and harder to complete, and to be honest, I really like not having 100% easy games to knock out. It is a point and click style game, so keep that in mind if you do want to pick it up. Maybe you could be the first person to complete it. And then last but not least, one of the biggest games that everybody's really excited for, MLB The Show, has released. There's multiple versions starting from $60 and up. This game it's traditionally been a PlayStation title, first time it's ever been on Xbox. There are a ton of people completing the game. You're probably looking at about 25 to 30 hours to fully complete this game, if that is something that you are looking forward to wanting to try to do. Personally, I have about 3 achievements left, and I've spent about 15 to 20 hours in my attempt on my own. It can be very grindy, and you can get pretty lucky doing certain achievements. Now, another thing we do want to cover here on this video is some of the cool features that have hit the platform. So it's not available to everybody yet, but if you look at the cool background we have here on my profile, there is a new dynamic theme available for Xbox gamers. So if you do play on the Xbox and you're part of the Insider program, I think it's Alpha Skip Ahead and Alpha members, you can try out these cool little color schemes. And what's kind of cool is if you change your profile here and change your color, it's supposed to change the dynamic background color. So if you prefer green, you can get everything to change to the colors that you enjoy. But yeah, outside of that, guys, that's it for this first pilot episode of last week on Xbox. If you guys would like to see us cover more types of content, maybe dive into sales, look at coming soon games, talk about some pretty gnarly achievements, anything like that, let us know down in the comments. We want to tailor this series on stuff that you guys want to see. So if you guys did enjoy this, please give us a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already to the channel, and I can't wait to see you guys next week.